Have you ever noticed how some objects look almost identical on the outside, but inside they behave completely differently? In software, this challenge often appears when multiple classes share behavior, but are built in their own unique ways. That's where the decorator design pattern comes in. Imagine you're at a coffee shop, you order a plain black coffee, but maybe today you want it with milk, tomorrow you might add sugar, another day whipped cream. Instead of creating hundreds of different coffee subclasses, coffee with milk, coffee with sugar, coffee with milk and sugar, and so on, the decorator pattern allows you to wrap the base object with new features layer by layer. In essence, the decorator design pattern lets you dynamically add behavior to an object without modifying its code. Here's how it works. You start with a component, say the base coffee object. Then you have decorators: milk decorator, sugar decorator, whipped cream decorator. Each decorator has the same interface as the original component, but it adds its own extra functionality. The beauty of this approach is that you can stack decorators in any order, building complex combinations at runtime. One coffee with milk and sugar, wrap the coffee in a milk decorator, then wrap that in a sugar decorator. Want to switch it up tomorrow, just use a different combination of decorators. So why is this pattern so valuable? First, it promotes open-close design. Your classes stay open to extension but closed to modification. You don't need to crack open and edit the coffee class every time you invent a new flavor. Second, it's flexible. Unlike rigid inheritance chains, decorators allow endless combinations without exploding your class hierarchy. And third, it keeps your code clean. Each decorator focuses on just one responsibility, making it easier to maintain and test. But, like any tool, decorators have their pitfalls. If you layer too many, debugging can feel like peeling back an onion. You need to unravel decorator after decorator just to figure out what's going on. Also, if misused, they can make object creation unnecessarily complex. That's why it's important to apply the pattern deliberately in places where dynamic and combinable behavior is truly needed. So the decorator design pattern is about flexibility and elegance. It's like accessorizing your code. Instead of buying a new outfit for every occasion, you start with a solid base and add just the right touches. Coffee becomes anything from a plain espresso to a caramel latte masterpiece. In software, your objects can start simple, then gain just the right abilities to meet the moment. The next time you're tempted to create a bloated subclass for just one more feature, pause and think. Maybe all you need is a decorator